Good day, everyone. Pastor Greg Pufall here. A couple announcements before we get to our devotion. First of all, a thank you to all of you who helped out some way or another with our youth rally. They made it home safely, which was great. And now we would just like to take a moment to thank you for that. Thank you if you went on the trip. Thank you if you sent your child on the trip. Thank you if you donated money or helped out with our fundraising. Thank you for that. There is a wonderful recap announcement by Mrs. Walter that is in our Faith Alive that I would encourage you to read, highlighting that and a thank you to you. So thank you for that. And I know that all who went appreciate all that they were able to do because of the donations that were given by you as a whole. The other announcements are that this month, July, is a very busy month. Next week, Monday, starts our Vacation Bible School through Thursday. And if you've signed up your children, your grandchildren, whoever, remember to bring them here, obviously starting on Monday, if you are able to. And then we will start that. The doors, I believe, will be opening around 8:45-ish, somewhere around in there, with the event starting at 9 o'clock. So we encourage you to come, be on time for that, for registration. After that is all done, that following Sunday on the 14th is we're going to have our outdoor service. It's going to be a roundup Sunday, because our whole theme for our Vacation Bible School really has to do somewhat with the cowboy theme and all that Jesus has done for us and how he rounds us up and brings us to be together. And so we encourage you to come to that. If you can't make it, just remember all of our other services are still going to be active. We aren't taking any services away, including the 7:45 service on that Sunday morning will still be available for you inside. God willing, our 9:30 service will be outdoors. It will be our refueled service. After that, our band will be playing for a concert, roughly an hour. We will be providing food for you, and there will be some games and activities as well for you to enjoy. So we invite you to come to that. A great opportunity for you to invite a friend, a neighbor to come along with you as well. Speaking of friends and neighbors, it's this time of year we gather together with one another. And one of the reasons we do that is what this Thursday is all about, July 4th. When we think about July 4th, we can't help but think of our country's freedom that we have been celebrating for over 200 years. And that freedom, which sometimes we do take for granted, is a freedom that we have basically been given to us, that's been passed down from generation to generation. You well know, without going into any kind of history lesson here, that freedom doesn't come at no cost. There is a high cost to freedom. You can't just claim freedom and you get it. Freedom costs a high price. And many people pay that ultimate price of giving their life on a battlefield so that our freedoms that we enjoy today will continue to have. People still give of their lives, their time, in order to protect the freedoms that we enjoy this very day, that day on the 4th that we celebrate our independence. It would be foolish for us to, instead of accepting this freedom, taking this freedom, to instead decide that they were going to be under the tyranny of somebody else once again. That'd be foolish. You would never do that. But that's what brings me to our Bible passage today. As we think about our country's freedom, I want to think about another freedom that we have and enjoy. And that comes to us from Galatians chapter 5. We hear these words. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. The real freedom that we have, that lasts more than just 200 years or beyond, it lasts for an eternity, is a freedom that Jesus won for you. Not something that could simply be spoken on you and given to you without a price to be paid. There was a high price that needed to be paid for this. A life was also given. Jesus' life on a cross. The choice that he made to go to that cross, to take your sin, to take my sin, to take away that slavery of sin that we have, to set us free. And it's another one of those freedoms that we probably take for granted, that we know we live in this life of freedom because of Christ. And so often we choose to go back to that life of being under sin the tyranny of sin. But Jesus set us free. He paid the price for us. And we get to live in the freedom of knowing that we are no longer yoked to that slavery of sin, that we are no longer underneath the tyranny of the devil, but instead we have been set free. Free to, yes, live in this world, free to yes, live for Jesus and celebrate all that he has done, but free to know that heaven is our eternal home. There's a big difference between the freedoms that we enjoy here and the freedoms that we enjoy because of Christ. Freedoms that we enjoy here, we have to constantly fight for those freedoms. We constantly are losing lives, soldiers who give of their life so we can continue to have that freedom. And we're not guaranteed that freedom forever. But the freedom that we have in Jesus that he won for us is ours forever. No one else had to pay that ultimate price. Jesus did it for us. And no one can take that away from you either. It is yours forever. And so as you gather together with family and friends and you celebrate our country's freedom, remember the real freedom that you have. Freedom from the burden of sin. Freedom from the burden of guilt. Freedom to know that you live forever with Jesus. God bless you all.